Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Broken Tables podcast. This is episode number 20. I am your host, Jeffrey Vegas, here with our co-host, Rome. It is his birthday tonight. How you doing tonight, Rome?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a weekend that for our side of the industry is kind of like whatever, but now not even WrestleMania weekend is safe
Yeah.
from Tony Khan.
All right. Well, happy birthday, man. I'm glad you had a good night here.
Thank
This is our AEW Rampage and Ring of Honor SuperCard review show. Thank you for those of you watching on YouTube and also for everybody listening to us live on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Thank you guys as well. Please hit that subscribe or follow button, whichever one you have on your app. And let's get right into it tonight. We'll start off with the Ring of Honor pre-show. We had Colt Cabana versus, I actually didn't catch this guy's name. What was this guy's name? Did you catch his name?
His name is Blake Christian.
There we go, Blake Christian.
So he had a match on Dark a few weeks ago, actually.
All right.
He was pretty good there too. I think he actually picked up the win on Dark. He faced another talent that I'm not sure. I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't someone who signed. I thought that this was a really smart opener to the new era of Ring of Honor. I thought that you brought in Colt Cabana, who obviously is a member of the AEW roster. Like this match set expectations perfectly, in my opinion, because
it
was an AEW guy who had deep ties with Ring of Honor going against a younger guy who doesn't have a lot of exposure. And they had a really good opening match. It's funny because the Dark Order is so irrelevant that, we haven't seen Colt Cabana wrestle in Jesus, like a year. But like I forgot that Colt Cabana is a very fun wrestler to watch. The match was very enjoyable. I thought this was a perfect opening match for the night.
Yeah, I only wrote down one thing. I wrote, good match. Colt is fun to watch.
He's super fun, man. I
yeah,
love
he's
him.
really fun.
But yeah, so Colt won that match, and it was a good opener to the new era of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Good match to start off the night. Next up, we had Lucha Batty, who I had never seen wrestle before, but I was super into her gimmick, versus AQA, the girl trained by, what's his name there? The WWE shill, Booker T.
The biggest shill of all time, Booker T, yeah.
Yeah.
The five-time shill.
Yeah. Now, it looks like, for me, AQA is really, really good at selling. I thought all of her selling was really good, but her offense was you know what I mean? At one point, she took a shot to the eye, and I can't tell if it was the under eyelid or if it was just the skin under her eye, but it was ripped off, and it didn't look pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, I did see that. Thought that was interesting. I liked Miranda Elise. I know that she had the Lucha Batty or whatever was her nickname, but
yeah,
I thought she was good. I again, this is my first time watching Ring of Honor in like 8 or 9 years, so I don't know exactly how much she was there before, but I mean, she wasn't too bad, and she's definitely someone that should be on the Ring of Honor roster, in my opinion. I mean, I thought she did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I hope she's all right. They were looking at her like she was injured there towards the end after that shooting star press. I hope she was all right.
Yeah, it seemed I saw the ref say, word out that she was okay, but yeah, it was a sloppy shooting star press, and AQA like kneed her right in the face.
Yeah.
Which that's a really dicey spot to be in. I always think back in the day when I think it was Billy Kidman did the shooting star press onto, I want to say it was Jamie Noble. No, it was someone. They got like a really bad concussion. They even made it a storyline because it was so bad.
Oh yeah.
That was years ago. That was like 2003, I think,
Yeah.
or 4. But yeah, no, it's really rough when you mess up a shooting star press. I'm not the biggest fan of AQA. I mean, she's still a rookie, clearly, so
Yeah.
I'm trying not to judge it too harsh, but she needs to kind of get that together. She's got to get that figured out. But no, I thought this was an okay match. I mean, again, we're still on the free portion of the show. But yeah, I mean, this was an okay match that established that they have women's wrestling on the show.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is, right where she belongs, either here or Dark or Elevation. Either of these three places are fine for her. For both of these girls, actually, until they get a little bit more experience.
Yeah.
All right, and then next up, we got Denise doing a interview type promo. I actually thought this was good. I actually, not a lot of people know, but I'm not a big fan of Denise all over the place. She's basically everywhere if you're in the wrestling world. But I thought she did very well here, and she grew on me a lot tonight. So, good job, Denise.
Yeah,
you did a very good job.
You can't hate on the hustle. She's got
Absolutely.
that hustle, man.
Absolutely.
If I was in her position, I would take all the wrestling gigs that I could get.
Absolutely. It's like a song overplayed on the radio, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, here she is again, so it's all right.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, if I were to have a critique of, of her, I would say that I just wish she wasn't so glass half full about bad wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Hey, look, a lot of the people that are in the industry like that, like Sean Ross Sapp, same way, very glass half full about bad wrestling. And that, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too.
Their position is a lot more delicate because they know people in every company. So I get it.
Yeah, I thought this was a cool promo. They had all three of their champions up there. They all got to cut a little bit of a promo real quick. The only one that wasn't there was Bandito because he cut his own promo later. But it was a cool promo. I liked how they each got to say something. But didn't realize Gresham was so short. He was a good maybe foot and a half shorter than everybody else there.
Yeah, I noticed that during the main event. I was like, wow, he is a small man.
Yeah, he's massive, but he's short, so
you can see why he's not in the Fed because they don't like short people.
Yeah. All right, well, next up we had Tully Blanchard coming out to announce his first signees, which would be a tag team. He called it the Tully Blanchard Enterprises. I thought that was decent, sounds all right. I don't have any problem with it. And it turns out to be Khan, the guy we've seen a couple times in AEW, and a guy named Toa Leona, who I'm not familiar with, but my God, is that guy scary.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty cool team that they threw together. I like the name of it too, called the Gates of Agony.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, like tonight, the whole point of tonight is to hit a reset button, get ground zero for the new era of Ring of Honor, and clearly Tully Blanchard and his faction are going to have a key role to play. Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a great segment. What followed was what was generally a step above a squash match, which you kind of needed to have, I feel like, if you're going to establish these guys to be what they're established as. I mean, they kind of had to go in there and destroy the guy, especially if his name was Cheeseburger.
Yeah, I was going to say this guy, Cheeseburger, man. As soon as I saw his name, I was just like, oh my God, I started laughing. I was like, we better squish this guy.
Yeah. But I mean, no, again, I think that they got the point across. This was a solid thing. I mean, Tully was solid on the mic. That the team looked intimidating, and they came out and they had a dominant match.
Yep, very believable monsters. And we'll get back to them a little bit later when Tully brings out his third member. So next up was a quick promo by Willow and Mercedes for their match later on. They played this a couple of times throughout the night before the match started. It was a decent promo by both of them. Nothing spectacular, but
yeah. My only problem with the promo was that, like you said, they played it so many times. By the time I heard it this time, I was sick of hearing Willow's promo.
Yeah,
because it's not a great promo. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine, but it's just like hearing it 5 or 6 times in one day. I was like, okay, I don't need to hear this promo again.
Yeah. Okay, and next up was possibly the greatest entrance that I have seen in wrestling outside of some Triple H, WrestleMania entrances. Dalton Castle comes out in the most ridiculous, cloak outfit thing with these guys. I guess he calls them the baby chickens.
Yeah, the baby chickens.
This was absolutely hilarious. What did you think of this?
I was really into this. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the entrance was like super over the top and crazy, and like the way I would put it, and this isn't meant in a bad way, but it was like super indie wrestling.
Yes.
And that's not a bad thing. Like I like Ring of Honor. If the point of Ring of Honor is to be like kind of bridging the gap between the indies and AEW, like I'm all for it. But I thought the entrance was hilarious. I thought the baby chickens were hilarious. Just the way that they stood at ringside in the line and like jumped and clapped like anime girls. Like it was hilarious. And then the one part of the match when Dalton is like, I guess he's like hulking up kind of. He just starts running around the ring.
Yeah.
And the baby chickens are like following him, and like every pass of the ring, he got more and more hyped up and more rejuvenated.
Yeah. My favorite part was when he first got into the ring and they all did the pose like the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z. I'm not sure if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, but wow, that was great.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So it was a good match between him and Joe Henry. The crowd was super into Dalton Castle. And again, I think the pre-show did a really good job of kind of covering almost everything that we can expect from Ring of Honor, for the most part. This was a really solid match in the ring with some really with a funny, hilarious, entertaining gimmick on the outside.
Yeah, and Cody was mentioned in the match. They mentioned Dalton Castle and Cody had wrestled for the Ring of Honor title, I believe. Kind of got my hopes up a little bit when I heard of his name, but
Yeah, I think we'll close the show talking about that because I don't know how I feel at this point.
Right. All right.
I'm just exhausted tonight.
That was it for the pre-show, and next up we had the beginning of the pay-per-view.
There was a little promo by Chavo before the show. The pre-show.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Thought it was a cool promo. It was Chavo basically. It's storyline the beef that Chavo and Tony Khan had. Which makes you wonder if it was ever really actually beef to begin with. But
exactly,
it is storyline. Chavo says, "I don't work for Tony Khan. I don't work for AEW. I don't work for Ring of Honor. I work for myself."
Yep.
And he guarantees that he's going to make Bandito the champion. And Bandito's like, "Yeah, okay, but we're doing this the right way." Chavo's like, "Yeah, sure. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I remember that now.
But I thought this was a really fun promo to set up for the match later in the night.
Yeah, it's good. We'll get to the match later. I was actually going to talk about that. Yeah, we'll get to that later. First match of the actual pay-per-view was Swerve versus Alex Zane. I really, really, really enjoyed this match. There was a couple of spots in this that were just insane.
Man, that Poison Rana.
The Poison Rana
off of the apron. Oh my God.
So if you didn't see it, they did a Poison Rana from the outside of the ring apron down to the floor, and Swerve landed right on the top of his head. They executed that so perfectly. It looked like he killed him. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, it was an excellent match all around. I mean, we talk about it every week, with the Rampage review. We've been seeing a lot of Swerve Strickland, and dude's killing it, and he went in there and had a really awesome match with Alex Zane. I thought that the beginning of the match was a little shaky, but I think once we got like 5-ish minutes in, it like really started picking up, and it got really good as time went on.
Yeah, I thought so too. It looked like they were kind of off on each other's timing for a few moments there, but then once they figured it out, it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And I hope we see Alex Zane more in Ring of Honor. I think it's a good fit for him.
Yeah, it is a good fit for him. I want to see him do a little bit more selling. He sold his knee for like a few seconds, but then, towards the end, it was like nothing had happened. I want to see him, continue his selling a little bit more. But yeah, I'm just a huge Swerve fan. You know that, man. He's great.
Yep. They also during this match established, well, I guess it was an ongoing rule of Ring of Honor, but it was a rule that I learned about. Was that in Ring of Honor the the ring out count is 20 seconds, not 10 seconds.
Yes. And I don't know if you noticed this, throughout the night, they made it a point to where each AEW wrestler would jump in before the count of 10. And they didn't mention it on commentary or anything, but they were all they all didn't realize that it was 20 also.
Well, no, they actually, a few times they did point it out, the commentators.
Oh, did they point it out? Okay.
So it happened like 2 or 3 times. 2 of the times for the ring out, and then 1 time during the Wheeler Yuta match, because it was the pure rules.
Yeah.
And Yuta, like, right off the bat goes for a rope break, and they're like, he probably shouldn't have done that, and this is why, but he's used to doing it, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
But so I thought that was cool. But yeah, it was a great match. Swerve won that match. And right now Swerve's on fire, man.
He is, yeah.
I don't know how his last employer got rid of him, but I mean they did, so here he is.
Stupid. Just him and Tony Storm. How do you let those two out of your organization? You got to be an idiot.
It would be like, Jeff, if I had a stack of $100 bills, and I was just like, "Fucking take it. I don't know what to do with this. Just take it."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Sure, I'll take them. Thank you."
Like, I don't fucking know what to do with it. Just take it. I don't want it. I'm releasing it. Budget cuts.
I've released this suitcase of money.
Yes, that is the analogy that I'm going with at this point.
Yeah. All right, so Swerve hits this. They called it the JML driver. That thing was nasty. I liked it a lot. Crowd was huge. Crowds chants for whose house? Swerve's house. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we had a match between Ninja Mac and Tully Blanchard's next, I guess you would call him client. Yep. And it turns out to be the Machine, Brian Cage. I was not expecting Brian Cage at all. I don't think anybody mentioned his name.
I kind of was, because I know we talked about Wyndham being in Dallas, and I just didn't think that would be a spot that would make sense for Wyndham. I don't think it would make sense for him to kind of be Tully Blanchard's guy. So I didn't think it was going to be him. Obviously, I didn't think it was going to be Cody either. I don't know. I thought it was Brian Cage. I actually was thinking about it earlier the day, and then Fightful reported that he was backstage. So I was like,
I didn't know that.
That seems like a pretty logical choice. But good for him. I mean, he's been off TV for a few months now, and don't know if there was a reason for that or not. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I think this is a great spot for him. It's going to keep him featured. Pretty prominently in the company.
Yeah, and there's multiple titles to give him. They got the TV title. They got the Ring of Honor title. Yeah, it's the pure title.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity there for him to do something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so this match went by pretty quickly, which was a shame, because I actually wouldn't mind seeing more of Ninja Mac in the future. He seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He's like an acrobat kind of.
Yeah, but Brian Cage destroyed him. This was another.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the other Blanchard Enterprises match. It was intentionally meant to establish these guys as a threat in the company.
Yeah. And so Tully calls out the other 2 members after Cage squashes this ninja guy. And all 3 of these dudes together looked super scary. And I wrote down, these guys should have all the belts. It should be Cage holding up probably 2 belts, I think, like the TV title and the Ring of Honor title. And then give those 2 guys the tag team titles. That would look real good over in Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. All right, so next up we had Jay Lethal versus Lee Moriarty. This was just a really good back and forth technical match from both of them. I mean, it was exactly what you would expect. If you know these 2 guys, it was exactly what you would expect.
I thought it was good.
Did you? Yeah. Did you notice the Pepsi twist from Lee?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Moriarty hit a nice Pepsi twist. It looked pretty good. Wasn't expecting Lethal to go heel with the low blow. I knew he was having his little torn, whatever storyline from AEW, but I did not expect a low blow like that.
I mean, yeah, it also didn't go the way I was expecting either, but I mean, they're going to need heels, and this kind of also, again, like a lot of these guys are going to be put into really good spots in the company. And like right off the bat, we're going to have, Jay Lethal's going to be the top heel in the company. I mean, basically. And so, I mean, I think that's a great spot to have. I mean, he'll feud with Joe, he'll feud with Gresham, and who knows? He'll probably win the world title next from Gresham, I would assume. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I thought this was a good match. I definitely don't think it was the best match I've seen from either of these guys in the last like 2 weeks. But it was a good match. The ending sequence was good. The heel turn, I think, I liked the way they did the heel turn because it was a slow burn. Whereas like he did something, he low blowed him, and he knew what he did was wrong. He was like, "Oh, I was just so desperate, and I just had to win. But now that I won, I liked winning. I'm gonna keep trying to win no matter what." I like that it kind of was a slow burn there throughout the night, even where it was kind of like, like it was like it wasn't like a stereotypical heel turn where it's like I low blowed him and now I'm the devil.
Yeah.
Like it's like no, he did something impulsively that was a villain thing to do, and then like he's like he reflected on it, and then he's like, well, I mean, I got to keep winning, so I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. I thought it was good storytelling.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
All right, so Jay Lethal hits the low blow and winds up coming out with the win. Next up, we got Mercedes Martinez versus Willow Nightingale for the interim women's championship. I actually really like Willow for some reason. A lot of people were hating on her in the chat on Fight TV, but I actually really enjoy her. I think she's good in the ring. She just needs to work on that promo a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I think she's good. I mean, she spent a lot of time on Elevation and Dark.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I knew who she was going into this match. But I mean, yeah, I thought this was a good match, solid match. Mercedes won. I don't like, and this is a Tony Khan thing, and it's probably like there aren't many things that I like disagree with that Tony Khan does. I think generally speaking, he has a really good whereabouts of how to run a wrestling company. But like, we don't need to do interim champions. Just call it a number one contendership. Like, why did we make a whole new belt? Like, I understand Deonna Purrazzo was booked with Impact tonight, and that is the singular reason why she wasn't on the card. But like, okay, like, why do we have to get another belt? So now, like, what? Like, after this championship match, are they going to carry 2 belts around again? It's going to be another championship with 2 belts. Like, I don't want to do that.
Gresham has 2 belts now. I'm like, oh, please don't everybody start doing this.
Well, to be fair, also that wasn't Tony Khan, so I guess Ring of Honor did that before Tony Khan bought it.
Yeah.
So
get rid of that belt.
And to be fair, also Impact for like a year was 2 belts, like when Kenny Omega had it, and before and after. So I get it, like, but I'm not a fan of it. Like, I think it's supposed to look like so prestigious because you're walking around with like 3 belts or whatever. But it's like, I get it, but let's simplify it. Let's just have the 1 belt. Have the 1 belt mean double, not 2 belts meaning less.
Yeah.
Maximize it, But I thought the match was good. It's not a knock against the talent in the ring, and trust me, this is just me being super nitpicky. But it's like, yeah, just call it a number one contendership match. You had 4 other titles on the line at this pay-per-view. You didn't need to be like, we have 5 titles on the line. It's like you didn't. You had 4.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to put
carry a belt.
I think he wanted every title to be on the show. So
I get it. I do. I just call it a number one contendership, please. Like, let's not do this belt thing again.
Yeah, I get it. It was a very long match. I was surprised they gave the ladies that amount of time, but very happy with it. I didn't think it went too long or anything like that. Willow hit a scary moonsault. She landed hard on Mercedes there at the end. Almost looked like she wasn't going to be able to finish for a moment there, huh?
Yeah, I remember that spot.
Yeah, but Mercedes winds up, she kind of says, yes, I'm okay here after a second of them like checking on her. And then Mercedes hits her finisher for the win, and she is the new interim champion. So I'm sure we'll see her versus Deonna Purrazzo somewhere here in the future. Not quite sure where, but it'll, hopefully it's not too far off. It should happen soon.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too far off.
Yeah. All right, next up was the match everybody was waiting for, the Briscoes versus FTR, and holy shit, it did not disappoint, man. This was one of my favorite tag team matches I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, this was excellent. This was a 5-star match.
Yep,
This was a
5-star
five-star
minimum.
match. Hands down. I think FTR put out a shirt like an hour ago, and it was like 6 stars on it. Like it's like a brand new shirt they just put out. But yeah, it had like 6 stars on it. I was like, wow, yeah. I mean, that's pretty apt. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, FTR is on fire right now. I mean, I really liked their match on Wednesday, and I really loved their match here tonight. This was an excellent match with some really memorable, excellent spots between the use of a table on the outside where they kind of did the what do they call it? The guillotine, I think they call it. Like a springboard guillotine, I think it's called.
Yeah,
onto the bottom of the table.
The underside
that was
of the
really
table,
cool.
yeah.
The suplex where Dax got like hurt was really cool. It was nice that Tony Khan's adding some stability to the outside of the ring, by the way, with Doc Samson being out there. Which
That's right, he was there.
Honor...
That's crazy. I didn't even notice that. Jesus.
Yeah, I know that too. I was like, oh look, and I also noticed like the one girl that's usually at the timekeeper's table was there, which I think she's the social media person. I think.
Yeah.
So I guess she's going to be doing Ring of Honor social media too, which is cool. Good for her.
Yeah.
Again, it's quality of life improvements that Ring of Honor is going to have, which I'm all for. Make the product better, make the company better. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was an excellent match. Just bell to bell, fucking awesome. FTR gets the win, which admittedly I wasn't expecting. And they become the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. After the match, we get the Young Bucks show up, which was crazy. I just wasn't expecting it. Super kick the Briscoes, FTR make the save, and then we get the announcement finally that FTR will face the Young Bucks this Wednesday on Dynamite for the AAA Tag Team titles and the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles.
Wait, they added the AAA into it as well?
Well, so originally the match, if you like on Rampage, they advertised it as AAA, but on the pay-per-view, they advertised it as both AAA and Ring of Honor tag titles.
Nice,
so both belts, both championships will be on the line Wednesday.
Sweet. That should be fantastic, but man, this match was insane, man. This from beginning to end, there was just so much storytelling in this, and just it was so good.
Yeah, it was excellent. Tag team wrestling is just so good now.
Yeah. I wrote down at one point, I said, "This is what we paid for, and it's awesome."
Yeah, this is the match that gets you in the door. I mean,
yeah.
It was worth every penny.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, so next up we had Minoru Suzuki versus Rhett Titus for the television title, or TV title, I believe they call it. The crowd was finally into this here after that FTR match, and they gave a huge Kaze Ninare for Minoru there. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, his entrance is really important to the fans and to him.
Yeah. And really, really good match. Just, exactly the way most Minoru Suzuki matches go. It's it kind of reminded me of the match with Moxley a little bit. So, that's kind of how I looked at it.
Yeah. This was another one where I was really surprised by the result of this match. Because I mean, Suzuki's not an AEW guy. He worked Dynamite once or twice, but he's not an AEW guy. I thought they were kind of bringing him in just try to get some extra people to buy the pay-per-view, like because he's a popular name.
Yeah.
But Tony Khan, man, he was just like he was sitting around like, yeah, ROH is cool, but what if we added Minoru Suzuki being a champion and Samoa Joe, it's like that sounds cool. It's like, well, what if I do it? Like, let me just do it.
Yep.
And he did it.
Now, before the match, they announced. I heard them or somebody. It was either on Twitter or somewhere say, he's going for his first title outside of Japan, and I was like, oh, he's killing this dude. Like as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, he's killing this guy.
See, at that point, I wasn't 100% sure though, because it's like again, like for all we know, this could be just a one-off. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know Rhett Titus, to be honest. So for all I know, this guy could come out here and just win the match. I don't know. But he didn't. Suzuki won. This was a pretty good match as well. I'm very interested in seeing him defend this championship. I can't wait to see who he feuds against.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling John Moxley might come asking for that title.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, that is Minoru Suzuki's first championship in the United States. So congratulations to Suzuki there. Next up, we had Wheeler Yuta versus Josh Woods for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Now, I did not know about these rules for the Pure Championship, which I wrote them down here. So there's 3 rope breaks. What's that?
Yep. I took a picture of them too.
Nice. Yeah, so we got 3 rope breaks, and then a submission or a hold will not, be broken by the referee. The title does change hands on a count out. There is no closed fist to the face or head. If you commit one closed fist, it's a warning, and the second one will be an automatic disqualification. Was there any that I missed there? I think I missed one.
No, you actually got open hand slaps and chops to the face are permitted.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, no, that was pretty much it. I did know about. I knew that the Pure Championship was a thing, but I didn't understand the rules of it. So I think this was a nice. I think the way that they booked this match, it was a great introduction for people like us who weren't familiar with the rules. So like now we understand them a little bit better. I think that. Again, like we talked earlier, Wheeler Yuta isn't used to this style. So, 30 seconds into the match, Josh Woods puts him in a submission and he just dives for the rope break. But okay, now you only have 2 more rope breaks left. I thought this was a really cool match. And I mean, obviously it's not new because Ring of Honor's been doing it, but I think it's a really cool little side thing. It kind of felt like almost like a shoot title almost. Like these guys are like mat wrestling, like legitimately mat wrestling. Like this is something I would show like someone who likes MMA, like, hey, check this out. Like it was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree exactly. It felt like a shoot match almost. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I definitely had a great time with it. I'm super excited for Wheeler Yuta. Super excited for my guy.
Yeah, me too.
Going into it, I was hoping he was going to win, and we talked about star making performances last week, and what a week for Wheeler Yuta. Like what a hell of a week. This guy has a star making performance against Bryan Danielson on Wednesday, and then 2 days later he's capturing a championship. Like it's fucking awesome. And then after the show, it gets announced that he is officially signed and he is all elite.
Nice.
I'm super pumped for him. If he's a Philly guy, great wrestler, Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Super happy for him.
Hell yeah. All right. So next up, we had the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship, Bandito versus Jonathan Gresham. Bandito looked cool as hell, dressed up like Zorro. And this was obviously right away technician wrestler versus lucha. It was just the story of a technician versus luchador. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought this was a hell of a match. I really liked Bandito. I was kind of bummed out that Bandito lost. I really liked that they continued the dynamic that Bandito wanted to do it the right way, even though Chavo wanted to cheat. A really interesting spot happens towards the end of the match where Chavo hits Gresham with the belt, and Bandito snitches on him to the ref, and Bandito gets Chavo thrown out.
Yeah.
I thought that was super unique.
So I actually really enjoyed that until my brain went back to where he was, doing the Eddie Guerrero stuff, where he was kind of shaking his shoulders and doing the Viva La Raza thing. And I'm like, listen, man, if you're going to act like Eddie, act like Eddie, He was dressed in all black. I thought he was going to be heel, but no. Like you said, he ratted him out to the ref and got him kicked out.
Yeah, I mean, he's a babyface, though. I mean, he was just... I mean, it's Eddie. Even when Eddie was a babyface, he cheated. But, I mean, it just wasn't what they were going for. So
I know.
And I thought this was an excellent wrestling match. This was really, really good. It was, if FTR doesn't go and have a 5-star match, this is the best match of the night. Just thought it was really awesome. At the end, Gresham gets the win by pinning Bandito. And it was really good. The post match was great because, they shake hands. Bandito leaves the ring, and then Jay Lethal comes out, challenges him to the title to be his first challenger. Sanjay Dutt, who was kind of there earlier breaking it up, he was Jay Lethal's friend, kind of comes back out, tries to stop them from fighting, but then Sanjay also turns heel. Which is Sanjay's he's retired, right? He doesn't wrestle anymore, does he?
No, he's like backstage type stuff. So
yeah, I don't know if that means he's going to get back in the ring for Ring of Honor or not, but yeah, so they kind of turned heel and they're attacking Gresham, and music hits and out walks Samoa Joe.
Yes.
And oh my God.
As soon as I saw that towel, I flipped.
Yeah, I lost it. I was like, oh, here we go. This is it. He's here. I just have a request for Tony Khan. Can we get a Ring of Honor match between Samoa Joe and CM Punk?
Oh yeah,
we got to do it.
Samoa
CM
Joe
Punk and Samoa Joe have history in Ring of Honor, and I would love to see those guys go at it one more time.
Denise Salcido's reporting that Samoa Joe has told Tony Khan that he wants to be in the Owen Hart Cup.
Cool, let him in it.
Yeah, put him in. He's not asking, also, Tony. He's not asking, he's telling.
So I also thought this was a really good show because it kind of it set expectations for what Ring of Honor is going to be. And, we did get a preview of Dynamite on the Ring of Honor show. We got Samoa Joe coming in on Ring of Honor and debuting at Ring of Honor, but he's all elite. So it's not like it's going to be two completely separate things. And they also said that Samoa Joe will be on Dynamite on Wednesday. So, get it. I'm super excited that Samoa Joe's here. I think his last few years of his career were squandered. And yeah, I'm super happy, to see the guy here. He's not the guy I wanted to show up at the end of the show. There were two other guys I'd rather have seen, but I mean, Samoa Joe's great. I love Samoa Joe, so never going to say no to Samoa Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that gets to my next point. You said there were a couple guys we wish that it would have been. I'm disappointed I didn't see Cody here. I was really hoping somehow Cody showed up to alleviate my fears for tomorrow, but now it's only solidified my fears even more.
I mean, do you want to do Code Watch now, or do you want to wait? Because we have to go over Rampage still, but we can do Code Watch now if you want.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go over Rampage first.
Okay. All right, so let's see here. Admittedly, I did not take notes for Rampage, so we are just going to kind of run through them a little bit.
Yeah.
So Rampage started with the Young Bucks facing Top Flight, and they beat Top Flight. I thought this was a fun little match. I remember I made the joke to you. I was like, wait a second. The Young Bucks were just in Dallas. How did they go all the way back to Columbus for a match? That's
that private jet life, man.
I know. I was actually surprised that Tony Khan did that, where he had them be in two different places at once.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting One of my favorite guys on Twitter, Tranquilo Club, he made a funny tweet where it's like it was him watching Ring of Honor Supercard and Rampage. And he's like, it's like the Wednesday Night Wars, but better.
Yeah,
Uh, but
that's good. I'll have to
you know,
go see that. 'Cause I
yeah,
follow him too.
he's awesome, and that's one of my guys. I love his content.
Yeah, Tranquilo's good.
If you're listening to the pod, I mean, he's bigger than us, but if you're listening to the pod and you have not checked out his stuff, you should definitely check his stuff out. He's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
So that was the first match. Afterwards, we got a Chris Statlander video package, promising the other side of Chris Statlander. I like this transformation that she's going through.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked the alien gimmick, but I mean, I do like this too. I mean, she's got a good look going, and you know, she's really good. She's great. So I mean, hopefully we can keep her on TV and keep her doing stuff.
Yeah, I like Statlander a lot. I liked how they did like that mirror image flip of her when she said my other side, and her paint went to the other side of her face. I actually really like that. Nice touch.
Yeah, I think the imagery of it's great, and I'm glad that she's keeping some face paint because it's a look of hers. You know, it's a iconic look is to have a little bit of color on her face. So I think it's a good idea. All right. Afterwards, we had a Dan Lambert promo with Paige Van Zant, Dan Lambert, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page in the ring. Referenced Cody and Brandy, which was interesting. I mean, again, I don't fucking know what's going on with that at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just lost, confused, and exhausted when it comes to Cody Rhodes. But so they're talking about, you know, how Sammy's not getting his match for the TNT title, and you know they have to add prestige again. They get interrupted by Sammy and Ty Conti, who are in the parking lot, and they destroy Dan Lambert's car with sledgehammers. Grab some spray paint and "Be Mad" on the car, and they wreck this car.
Yeah.
I always kind of like special things like this that are like outside, like something that feels unique. You know, like we were talking about like when Jeff did the Swanton in the lobby, you know, and broke the tables last week. Like that was it felt different because it just looked different. And you know, I always like little stuff like this, so I thought it was really cool. Just, you know, yeah, I thought this was a really good segment that continues that storyline, and everyone shows their character, and everyone had something to do, and it was fun.
Yeah, fun fact about that Jeff Hardy spot last week. Darby Allin actually picked out that spot and pitched it to Jeff. And Jeff said once he got up there, he's like, that shit was sketchy as hell.
Yeah, you know, it's like, it's kind of crazy because Darby's like, oh, you should go jump off that. And Jeff's like, oh, yeah, I guess, sure. Like, it's like, holy shit. That's pretty crazy. All right, next up, we had Tony Schiavone interviewed Hook, and I loved the Taz and the announcers because Excalibur was like, apparently Tony Schiavone is standing by with Hook, and Taz is like, what?
What?
Yeah, they're all like, what? What the hell? Hook's doing an interview? So Schiavone's backstage with Hook, and before he can ask a question, Danhausen pops up.
Silence.
Yeah, thought it was a really cool moment with Danhausen again, and he explains that when he points at people, they should get cursed and bad things happen. So he tries to curse Hook again, and Hook just walks away and no sells it, and it drives Danhausen crazy.
He's like, what the hell happened?
Like, why doesn't it work? And Shivani's like, I don't know, man. I don't know why your magic didn't work. It's your magic, not mine. This is a really fun little segment, and I like that it kind of piggybacks off of what happened last Friday. Makes me wonder, is Hook gonna face Danhausen? Because like I don't know, like I don't know if that how. Well, number one, I don't know if Danhausen's ready to go yet. Number two, I don't know if it's a good spot for Danhausen to be in.
I mean, Danhausen can lose. He's not gonna lose any fans from losing.
That's true.
But I think from October, what is that? 6 months now. I think he should be healed up by now. 6 months. But you never know when you snap a bone completely in half like that. Some people just heal differently.
he was on the AEW Unrestricted podcast last week, and he told Aubrey Edwards that he's getting close.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't have a timetable yet because the AEW doctors are going to wait till I'm 100% to clear me, but soon. He said soon.
Yeah,
we'll
he keeps on saying on Twitter, he's like, listen, everybody, he's like, when I'm able to get back into the ring, I will tell you. He's like, stop asking me.
Yeah.
So.
So that was a fun segment. A lot of fun segments tonight. It was kind of crazy because I didn't think that Rampage was going to be as good as it was, especially because knowing that they were going up against themselves with Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Very surprised because I thought this was actually a really good episode of Rampage with a lot of good stuff. But so next matchup we had the House of Black defeating Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and Fuego del Sol. It was good. It was good. I mean, it's all right. I mean, Dark Order got destroyed, and it was mostly Fuego's fault, which I didn't like that. I didn't like that it was Fuego's fault that they lost.
And nobody got misted, right? Nobody took the Black Mist?
Nobody took the Black Mist.
Dang it.
And again, it was the only reason they lost was because Fuego did a hot tag as they were going out of the ring. And then so it was just Fuego against the House of Black, and he got fucking killed again. Chris Jericho also named Malachi Black his Sports Entertainer of the Week.
Yeah, didn't he name the whole house the Sports Entertainers, the Sports Entertainers of the Week?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the whole house.
You're correct. But yeah, no, I thought this was a good match. I was a little disappointed in the fact that I thought we were going to see either someone get hit by the Black Mist from the Dark Order, or we were going to see the Dark Order take the fall, but they didn't. It kind of came down to Fuego. So my thing is like, okay, so the Dark Order was just there to fill out the 6-man tag so Fuego could get beat again, and I'm just like, why is the Dark Order just doing nothing still?
I mean, they are losing every match. Both tag teams
yeah, I guess so. But I think that either Uno or Grayson should have eaten the pin.
Yeah,
like it's just, come on, man.
Somebody
why are we still doing this?
Somebody should have taken the Black Mist and started another storyline. You know what I mean? It was the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. Then we got a promo that, again, it doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things. But it was a backstage promo with Brandon Cutler and the Cutler Cam, where the Young Bucks accepted the challenge from FTR for a match on Wednesday, even though that they accepted the same challenge an hour before on ROH.
Yeah.
So the timing of this was kind of weird, and I think they could have done without this. I mean, again, like, you have to assume that not everybody is going to be buying the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but I feel pretty confident that the people that watch Rampage live are the same type of people that'll drop $30 on a Tony Khan pay-per-view. That's just how I look at it. I mean, I'm probably wrong by a couple 100,000. I mean, clearly 500,000 people watch Rampage. They don't do 500,000 pay-per-view buys, but I don't know. I just felt like you should have let that be on Ring of Honor. Like, if you're going to have that on the SuperCard of Honor, let it be there. And then, like, afterwards on the AEW social media site channels, just be like, at the SuperCard of Honor, the Young Bucks showed up and they accepted the challenge. Because also, you do want to get people used to wanting to see Ring of Honor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Where it's like, okay, well, like, I still watched Rampage for free, and I got the same result of the Young Bucks accepted the challenge. Whereas, like, if you make it so people need to watch the pay-per-view, you're going to get people to watch the pay-per-view more. Or in this case, just Ring of Honor in general.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't a bad segment. It's just, maybe I'm just overthinking it because these two shows were like head to head, and it's like there was a little bit of repetition there.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it wasn't a bad segment. It didn't make sense. If you were like me and Jeff and we watched Ring of Honor and then we go and watch Rampage, and it just felt repetitive. Like, okay, well, that was a waste of time.
I think they were probably like, Tony was like, hey, we need a quick 30-second promo from you guys. Go film something with Brandon real quick. And they were probably like, hey, let's just do, we could be the AAA tag team champions and Ring of Honor champions again. We'll do that, you know. Might have been something like that.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it is what it is. I get it. We had the next match was the continuation of the Owen Hart Cup qualifying matches where Jamie Hayter defeated Sky Blue. This was a relatively quick match. Not too much going on here.
Yeah, I actually hope that I was hoping Jamie Hayter was going to squash Sky Blue. I know everybody likes her, but I'm feeling like a push for Jamie Hayter is in the future, and you know, a nice destruction match would have been nice for her.
I hope so. They also pointed out that Britt Baker is not at ringside because she's boycotting AEW until their return to Pittsburgh next month.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's like a conspiracy that she got beat. It's always Aubrey Edwards that counts her losses, her pins. We got a quick little promo from Penta and Alex Abrahantes. Death Triangle has not forgotten about the House of Black, and the House of Black shouldn't forget about them. For me, this is just them kind of hinting that Rey Fenix will be back soon, and we can finally get this storyline moving forward.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I read it. All right, so there was a pretty good main event promo here between Hobbs and Keith Lee. Hobbs accused Mark Henry of playing favorites to Lee because he was a Texas boy, I guess. This was an okay pre-main event promo. I mean, I think it's definitely not the best that we've had over the last month or two.
No. Last week's was the best ever.
I think this is a really solid main event. Keith Lee did end up defeating Powerhouse Hobbs. This was two big guys going at it, and yeah, what did you think of this match?
I loved this match. There was a couple of spots that I absolutely loved. One in particular was where Keith Lee actually shoulder tackled Hobbs, and Hobbs sold that flying out of the ring beautifully. I love seeing two big guys in the ring like that who are both believable on, you know, smashing someone else.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the finish. I was hoping that somebody would get involved so that we didn't have anybody losing clean in this one, because we got to keep both these guys two big monsters. So Ricky Starks came out with a chair, and Keith Lee punched the chair out of his hands, and the chair went right back into Ricky Starks' face and just it busted his eyebrow open. I don't know if it cut him because it took a little while for the blood to start coming out. But yeah, the chair went back into Ricky Starks' face, and he was bleeding a little bit after that.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't planned.
No.
We got a shout out to the podcast with Swerve and Starks. That was nice.
Was it Swerve? I thought it was Powerhouse Hobbs put Keith Lee through the table.
Was it?
Yeah,
sorry,
Hobbs spears Keith Lee through the table they had in there. Those two set the table up to do something, and then that's when Powerhouse Hobbs speared Keith Lee right into the table.
Yeah, but no, wasn't there? I swear there was to the timekeeper table. Wasn't there a?
Oh, I must have missed it. I must have missed the timekeeper's table one. This one was in the ring.
Yeah, I remember that one. I swear there was two.
We might have got two. Yeah, we might have got the timekeeper's table and the one in the ring. I'll have to double check.
See, now you're making me second guess my entire life. We're gonna keep talking, but I'm actually gonna load up the show real quick and go to the end and see what happens. But no, at the end of the day, I thought this was a great match. Admittedly, I was a little tired at this point, so that's why I'm also second guessing myself, because we just got through a whole pay-per-view and a pre-show and then an extra hour of Rampage, so it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, I must have been yawning or something during the timekeeper's table one.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, and Team Taz came out on top like they should have in this. You know, Hobbs and them, they should always come out on top because of their dastardly deeds. And I was actually hoping Hook would come out, but it seems like they're almost separating Hook from Team Taz, even though Taz is his dad. They haven't really been together recently. Did you notice that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's because It's because Hook is over as hell, and they don't want to stop his trajectory.
Yeah, they don't want it to bleed
Team
off into
Taz
the
are
other
heels.
guys.
Team Taz are heels, and they they don't want Hook to be seen as a heel right now. Hook is a really hot baby face, but he's a cool baby face because he's not being a baby face. He's just that cool,
Yo, do you
and that's part of his
see?
appeal.
Did you see FTR's new shirt they just put out on Pro Wrestling Tees? 6-star FTR.
Yeah, remember I mentioned that like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, that's what you were mentioning. Okay,
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
that's sick.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good show overall of Rampage. Hold on, I am actually fast forwarding through Rampage real quick again to make sure I'm not crazy because I'm pretty sure someone gets put through a table on the outside.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay,
I'll be
let me
glad
just
if
let
we
it
got
play.
2 table spots. I'll have some choices for the broken table of the week. Morrissey put some guy through a table on Impact. It was nasty.
Yeah. All right, so let's do a quick little rundown of Dynamite next week. So we have the Young Bucks versus FTR, and it's going to be for the AAA and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Both belts will be on the line in the same match.
Sheesh.
This is going to be a really good match.
That's gonna be a banger.
This is going to be wild. I can't wait for this match.
Yeah, me neither. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, and then not to be outdone because it's just tag team night, I guess. We're gonna get the Hardy Boys versus Butcher and Blade in a broken tables match.
Yes. Oh
That's what
wow,
I'm
I
just gonna
can't
call
believe
it.
it.
Call it a
Next
broken
week is
tables
gonna
match.
be fire. Holy shit.
Yep, and then we the last thing we got announced. Well, there will be also more qualifiers for the men's and women's Owen Cup tournament, but we're also gonna get Adam Cole versus Christian Cage.
Oof, good match. That's gonna be a really good match.
Yep. Now we didn't get anything announced for Rampage yet, but I'm sure we'll get some stuff throughout the week and the weekend and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll get some stuff for Rampage scattered throughout the week. Just saw another tweet. Tony Khan has said that he can't wait to get out of Dallas. He never planned on being in Dallas this weekend, but he wanted to, the show must go on, and he wanted to keep everybody happy that bought the tickets and stuff. So he's booking it out of Dallas as soon as this is over.
Well, he's also made it very clear that he, at least right now, he doesn't want to do anything WrestleMania weekend. He's told the talent as well that he would prefer them not work WrestleMania weekend, especially in town, because it's generally something that happens with the indies is that WrestleMania weekend goes to a town and all the indie promotions show up and do their shows, and that's why Ring of Honor was doing SuperCard of Honor this weekend in Dallas because if you have all these people going to WrestleMania, you want to kind of capitalize on those people all being in the same place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hold on, I think I'm right because I'm at the point. I think Ricky Starks is about to put Swerve through this announce table or a timekeeper table. And yes, I am correct.
So Swerve goes through the table?
Swerve goes through a table. Yeah, Ricky Starks puts Swerve through a table. This is post match after the match is over.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that one out too. So we got 3 spots that can be the broken table of the week already.
Yeah, I don't think that the Starks table will win, but it was the one that I remembered happening, and it did happen.
Okay.
But you are correct though. Keith Lee also does go through a table.
Yeah, that was a good one. But I think Morrissey might win because he looked like he killed this guy. Who I don't know who he was, but I thought he killed him.
Yeah. So before we get into Code Watch, I kind of wanted to run an idea by you that I saw kind of going around on wrestling Twitter, and I'm gonna have to give the Fed some credit before I get to this point. Something that I've always thought was a great idea, even though I'm not a fan of necessarily the 2-night WrestleMania thing. Something I do like is the idea of having a weekend of wrestling, and I've always thought it's a good idea on the Fed's part to do like the NXT show on Saturday and then WrestleMania on Sunday. I think it would be a really, really cool idea for Ring of Honor to start kind of running shows alongside AEW pay-per-views. I think we could like let's say we get Rampage on Friday and then you get a Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Saturday and then an AEW pay-per-view on Sunday. I think
Oh
that
yeah.
would be really cool.
Just like NXT used to do with WWE pay-per-views. They would do the takeovers.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I think that would be really great to do, and especially like with this week, like it just this is a really cool thing to do on a Friday night, and I would really like to see that kind of maybe be a thing because like this was a great pay per view from Tony Khan, like, and this was a kind of on the fly pay per view. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he bought the company a month ago,
Yeah.
and he booked this entire show in a month, and like that's not an easy thing to do, and it was a damn good show.
Hell
So
yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
I don't know. I would like to see Tony Khan kind of take over a whole weekend
I would be
four
willing to
times a year.
I'd be willing to bet that you're correct. That's what's going to happen. I think they will run simultaneous, Saturday, Sunday pay-per-views like you're saying. They instead of calling it the takeover, they might be able to call it like Ring of Honor Invasion. That'd be nice.
Yeah, something like that. I think it would be cool.
But yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I think you hit the
all right.
nail right on the head.
Yeah. So let's wrap up with maybe the conclusion of Code Watch. I mean, no, I guess technically the next time will be the conclusion of Code Watch, but man, I'm so exhausted with Cody Rhodes, the
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes news. Like I'm honestly just done with it. Like if the idea of this storyline is to like swerve us where Cody comes back, like I'm kind of out on it at this point. Like I just want it to be over with. I'm tired of hearing conflicting reports every week. I'm tired of hearing, oh, well now Cody apparently is backing out last minute at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. But like then other sources are like, well, he's booked for the Raw after Mania. Like that's definitely happening. And it's like, oh, well, Shane McMahon's in town, so Shane's actually going to be the guy that Seth faces. And like the plan all along was for Seth to face Shane, but Shane got thrown out of the company because the Royal Rumble was so bad. So he took the heat, and now he's just laying low, and now he's coming back. And I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I mean, there's so many conflicting reports. I'm just kind of over it.
Dude, today broke me, man. The amount of reports that were complete polar opposites of each other. Like I saw one report that was like he is guaranteed to be there. He's already signed. I don't know what everyone's talking about. And then the next report was like sources close to Cody Rhodes say he might pull out. And I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do it anymore. I'm just like,
Yeah, and like the one was like, oh, he's been in talks with Tony Khan frequently
yeah,
all year so far.
yep,
Like, which again, that's what I'm expecting and it's what I'm hoping for. But it's like, oh my God, like I'm just so happy that tomorrow is WrestleMania because it's like I
we
if
get
he's
this
going
over
to the
with.
Fed, I just want to know. I just want it to be
Yeah,
over with. I want to be able to sit down, have a podcast with you, air out my final thoughts on the matter, and move on.
yeah,
Because it's like as time has gone on, like I still like I don't know. Part of me just still tells me it's a work. I just find it like things don't add up to the whole story about why he would go there. But
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
So I
I
mean,
agree.
yeah, that's your Code Watch update. Your Code Watch update is that there's a million different updates saying a million different things,
Yeah,
and we're sick of covering it. So
yeah.
um, I will
So
not. I don't think I'm going to be available for an emergency pod tomorrow if he does show up.
okay,
Based because we're going out. I'm going out to dinner with the wife because my birthday. We stayed home today so I could watch Ring of Honor.
nice,
So we
nice.
are going out tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I mean, worst case scenario, maybe like if he shows up tomorrow, maybe we record like later on. It's not like directly afterwards. I don't know. I'll see how you're feeling and we'll see how
Yeah.
I'm feeling. And
I'll do a quick 5 minute like, oh my god, Cody is Seth's opponent, and then that'll be it. A
I would
quick
just
little
save
3 minute video.
I
Yeah.
would just save it for a podcast personally.
Yeah. Gotta get them views,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. No. Well, we'll get views. We don't want to be redundant though.
Right.
But so yeah, that's your Code Watch update. Your Code Watch update is that I'm tired of hearing about Cody Rhodes.
Exactly. Same here.
So mission not accomplished on Cody Rhodes' part.
All right, man. You got anything else for us tonight?
All in all, it was a great night of wrestling.
Absolutely.
I have a lot. I'm very optimistic about the future of Ring of Honor. I thought that the show exceeded my expectations. I thought it was kind of just going to be kind of just Ring of Honor with a few AEW guys sprinkled in, but I thought that there was a lot of great stuff in the in the night, and very excited to see the future. I have to check out the media scrum because apparently there was going to be some news on the media scrum. I'm not sure how much news we're going to get, but we still don't know what's going to happen in terms of weekly episodes of Ring of Honor. So
Yeah, I've been paying attention to Twitter. Haven't seen anything mentioned of significance yet, so I'm not too sure there was very much, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been episode 21 of the Broken Tables podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe or a follow, depending on where you're listening to us. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. We will be live following AEW Dynamite this Wednesday. But until then, have a great weekend. If you're going to try to stomach through WrestleMania, Godspeed to you. And yeah, have a great night.
Right on, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Peace.